very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
After search, then we come.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable members, it is an agreed fact, the issue of kerosene, since it affects a local person down there, and since we removed the REA, and REA has failed, electricity has failed to reach to the villages, we are removing kerosene. It affects the local person who cannot afford to fuel a car, who cannot afford to do anything. Yes.
Right Honourable Speaker, I want to start from a slightly different perspective. The impression being created as I was seated is that there is the proposal to delete the tax, and there is the proposal to impose the tax. But what I want to put across is that already there is a tax. There is a tax, members. This is not to say that there is no tax. Because, for instance,
Sechi, there is a tax. What they are what they want to do is to make an increment.
that's where I'm coming. You see, Right Honourable Speaker, you have to carry members with you, and I'm building my case to that effect. As we stand now, there is a tax of 1,450 on petrol, and 1,130 on diesel, meaning that already there is tax. So what the proposal here is aiming at is to add on the tax, so that now petrol we can have 1,550, and for diesel it can rise to 1,230, and to me, actually 1,450. To me, honorable members, we have to go by the canons of taxation, and that's why I differ a bit. People are not saying they don't want to pay the tax, yes, but tax has to have a limit. And the more tax you impose, it has a negative effect. Because this addition you are making and you are imposing has...
Actually, what Sech is saying, the addition, when you look at kerosene and petrol and diesel, the increase is 100. But now when you look at the issue of kerosene, where there are so many people using kerosene down there in the villages, you're increasing it by 300 shillings. What mathematics was that? What was the basis of that increment?
Honorable Speaker, and I'm challenging the economists of this country. The tax you impose, you may have two principles: efficiency and effectiveness. The tax you impose must be effective and must be efficient. But what we have now, the burden shall be borne by the common person down on the ground. If you are talking about farmers, if you are talking about people from Chikubo, once you hike the price of fuel, it means the transport costs will correspondingly increase. It will mean that the bunch of banana the price will correspondingly increase. And that is not for the person who is a farmer down, but to the middlemen, because they want to cushion the cost of fuel. So to that extent, I'm telling you, the more you increase the tax, is the less demand you'll be creating. Because ultimately, this is having a multiplier effect across the economy. From the transport, from the produce, from the commercial entities in this country. Even those selling cattle, once a cost of each cow to be brought to the roofra here, and you touch on fuel, the transporters will extend the same to the person down there. Because vehicles have to move at the end of the day. We don't have the train transport. It means at this stage, Right Honourable Speaker, and I would implore government, why don't we maintain the price as it is? It is already heavy. Businesses are closing. And the moment you touch on the operational cost, because fuel is in the operations, goods are not consumed at the place of production. They are transported. Inputs are transported.
Please conclude.
Inputs are transported. Even the final products are being transported. So, Right Honourable Speaker and members, I would urge government, and I would like to tell them that the tax, the way it is already too much. I know my people from Remiaga, some forego even coming to Kampala on very critical issues because they cannot afford transport to and fro. And now that we officially increase fuel, I'm telling you the taxes and buses are going to officially increase the transport fares and charges. And this is very negative on our communities. Let's remain with the tax the way it is. We can do something else, but not at this point in time when business is so bad and the economy is not doing well.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, it is our duty to advocate for our people on matters taxation. It is also our duty as members of Parliament to also help government raise money for the effective running of this country. Madam Speaker, I have been contemplating and thinking deeply whenever we have discussions on taxes. There is a very critical subject in this country that we do not want as politicians and leaders in this country to talk about. There is a question of a very huge wage bill in this country, and it eats much on our taxes. Madam Speaker, when you look at the wage bill in this country, I think it is time that this House and government we start having a very honest and very serious debate on matters wage bill in this country. Because a wage bill in this country, Madam Speaker, has an impact on tax, has an impact on debts in this country. And Right Honourable Speaker... Honourable
Wakoli
yes,
from
please.
Butiru.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Are you defending the issue of the taxes or you are...
But reasonable taxes for our people.
What is your suggestion? What is your suggestion?
A honourable member here was looking for proposals of how we can raise taxes. And it is in my considered opinion that if we also we have a discussion around the wage bill in this country, because a wage bill, Madam Speaker, in this country has the first call on our consolidated. So we are saying that
you're now on policy matters. We are in a